The Texas housing market is moving in favor of buyers as housing supply is rising, price cuts are becoming more common, and home values are starting to soften in several major Texas cities. In this video, I'll break down the latest trends we're seeing right now. So if you're looking to buy, sell, or just watching the market, this video is for you. In addition, if you're looking for a real estate agent referral, then check out my new revamped website, realestateteamfinder.com. With that said, I have so much to share in today's video. Thank you everyone for joining me, and let's begin. Okay, I first want to talk about inventory levels, or the amount of houses for sale nationwide. Then we'll go into different states and of course cities as well. Then we'll talk about home prices and of course price reductions as well. Very big changes here. Pretty exciting to kind of share these new trends kind of developing, because the market has been fairly boring for the past couple of years. Anyways, here's an article from ResiClubAnalytics.com. Fantastic website, by the way. It says national active listings, which of course means the amount of houses for sale nationwide, is up by 28.9% this June compared to June of 2024. As it says here, this indicates that home buyers have gained some leverage in many parts of the country over the past year. Of course, in contrast, this means that there's a lot of markets, such as much of the Northeast, that have a lack of homes for sale. And of course, the market's still relatively tight. On a national level, we're still below 2019's levels, though, because we're down by about 11.3% from June of 2019. So having said that, let's look at this chart below. And the reason why I'm sharing this, by the way, I want to share how this compares to Texas and other states, but of course, different areas in Texas as well. We're gonna have a look at Austin, San Antonio, and of course, Houston and Dallas as well. So on a national level, you can see inventory has been steadily increasing this year. And right now, this is June 25, the highest level for any other month post-COVID. But of course, we're still behind pre-COVID levels. Let's look below here. We should have around 1.2 million houses for sale. That's the normal during this time of year, looking at prior to the pandemic. But right now we have just less than 1.1 million houses for sale nationwide. All right, so have a look at this. Here is a chart looking at inventory compared to 12 months ago. So the biggest kind of aha moment I'm seeing here is that much of the West, with the exception of parts of the East, are experiencing a big increase of inventory year over year, right? California is up by 44%, Nevada up by 63%, whereas Texas, for example, is only up by 27%. However, though, when we compare this to June of 2019, it paints an entirely different picture. The reason why I shared this, I kind of go over this every couple of months on this channel. We talk about housing market updates on a national level, California, Florida, Texas, etc. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because areas that have a glut of homes for sale compared to 2019 are areas in which home prices are going down the most. Of course, this is much different compared to the Northeast that has a lack of houses for sale, and of course, home prices are still rising there. So in any case, the year-over-year changes is so much different compared to 2019. As you guys can see, California is down by 5%, whereas Texas is up by 33%. And again, the national average is a decrease down by 11%, but in Texas, they're up by 33%. We're also seeing big gains in Arizona, Colorado, Idaho, Washington, Tennessee, as well as Florida from 2019. Here's yet another way to look at this here. So here's inventory since January of 2017 on a national level. As you see right here, 1.1 million houses for sale, much higher compared to the past several years. But again, we're still behind pre-pandemic levels in 17, 18, as well as 2019. When we look at Texas, though, this is way, way different, though. Look at this, 138,000 existing houses for sale. So this excludes any brand new home construction in general. So 138,000, this is the highest for any other month since at least January of 2017. On top of that, this is about 40,000 higher compared to 17, 18, and 2019. Also, check this out. This is pretty crazy. Back in June of 2021, there was 39,800 homes for sale. Now there's about 100,000 more, or about 250% more homes for sale compared to 2021. Now, of course, one thing you guys should be aware of course, is that back in 2021, on a national level, also in Texas, was more or less or very close to all-time record lows of inventory. But it's just pretty astonishing to see the big increase of inventory over the past several years. On top of that, the market is of course much different now compared to 21. Back in 21, we had 3% rates, and now we have more or less 6 to 7% interest rates. And because of that, or one of the main reasons is due to this higher home prices, higher rate environment in which inventory is steadily increasing this year. Now, just for comparison's sake, have a look at this. Here is a perfect example in which inventory is at such a low level that home prices are actually still going up. This is actually in Connecticut, around 5,000 homes for sale. This is higher compared to the past several years, but way below pre-COVID levels. Look at June of 2017, 20,000 homes for sale. Now there's less than 5,000 in Connecticut this year. Let's also have a look at the map of the US to see how inventory has changed since June of 2019. So the biggest increases are in Denver, up by 58%, San Antonio, Texas, up by 47%, Austin, Texas, up by 70%. In Houston area, they're up by 12.3%. In Dallas, they're up by 29.6%. Much higher compared to the 11% decrease on a national average. All right, let's change gears slightly here because according to Resi Club, it says among the 300 largest US metros, 96 of those are seeing decreases in prices compared to the same time frame in 2024. That is this right here. So here's the cities, again, the 300 biggest cities in the United States that have experienced the biggest declines from 12 months ago. So leading the nation is Punta Gorda, Florida, down by 11.28%. Now this makes sense because inventory is up by 105% in Punta Gorda from 2019, and therefore prices are really going down quite a bit year over year. After that, we have Cape Coral, Florida, down by 9.2%, and then going down, we have Texas is the biggest decline. The greater Texas area down by 5.5%. Now going down this list, Lubbock, Texas is down by 3.5%. Same goes for Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, down by 3.4%. San Antonio is down by 3.3%. Corpus Christi, Texas is down by nearly 3%. In addition, Houston, Texas is down by 1.5% year over year. All right, let's also talk about the share of price reductions because of course those have been steadily rising on a national level, but also in Texas as well. So on a national level, this is from altosresearch.com. On a national level for the week ended July 4th, the share of price reductions is just under 41%. During the same time frame, this is higher than any other time or any other year, I should say, since at least 2020. Now let's have a look at Texas. In Texas, they're at 43.4%. So a little bit higher compared to the national average at around 40 to 41%. This is also higher compared to any other year during the same time period since at least 2020 as well. So if you guys are looking to buy a home in Texas, for example, here's my advice for you guys. Be patient because there's a lot of homes for sale, but on top of that, they have a lot of new home construction in areas such as Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, etc., also Houston as well. So be patient, go out and find a deal, and also you guys can lowball offers as well. If you see a lot of houses for sale in the same neighborhood you're looking to buy, that is a great opportunity to find a great deal. On top of that, builders in my area, which is in Sacramento, California, are offering crazy incentives. So that might be an avenue you want to explore as well with your real estate agent. Of course, if you guys want an agent referral, then please check out my website, which is realestateteamfinder.com. Can't say it. Also, if you're a home seller in Texas, be very cognizant or aware of the houses in your neighborhood that are for sale. If you see a home for sale that's been in the market for several months, then they often are asking for too much for their house. In a market in which inventory is clearly increasing and the market softening, you really have to price your house accordingly to comps or even slightly below that in order to get an offer accepted because you have a lot of competition if you're a home seller in general in Texas. So my advice for you guys, do not overprice your home. Otherwise, your house is just going to sit in the market for a very long time. It's going to take a long time to sell because if the market's going down, you're pricing high, you're doing slow price reductions, it's not going to sell. You have to price your house accordingly to the market and be very aggressive, in my opinion, if you have a lot of houses for sale in your neighborhood. With that said, I appreciate you guys so much for watching today's video. If you have boots on the ground in Texas, then please leave me a comment below with what you're seeing in your neck of the woods. With that said, I appreciate you guys so much. Have an amazing day. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next video.